quality in terms of the video quality, I feel like is becoming a little less of a main priority. I think quality behind this, like what's being said, what's being put together, like who you're reaching out to is becoming a lot more apparent. That separates the noise from the actual good stuff.
Mr. Ange.
Hey.
By the way, I love this because I was thinking about, because I haven't done a podcast in a little while, and I keep telling myself that we need to be doing podcasts every single day. Oh, rather every single week. Every single day would be a bit much. But there's always that little bit of fear. Like, oh, what if I can't talk about what I actually know?
Yeah.
What if I sound stupid, right? What if Ange is going to judge me for, even coming late, for example, which I'm sure you are. Just for context for people out there, I did come late, so we had to do a little bit of setup. So I do apologize. We're finally here.
Yeah.
We've been saying this. I have a conversation with Ange all the time, but every single time we have a conversation over a phone call, it's like an hour long.
Yeah.
And we're like, we should be recording this. What are we doing?
We go off to this tangent, hey?
Yeah. So we're finally here. We're finally here, man. So tell me a little bit about your field, because yes, we're both in the content creation space, but we focus on two different avatars. Definitely. So talk to me about what you are providing at the moment.
So since the start of 2025, we decided we're going to focus on the healthcare industry. A big reason for that was, I kind of sat down and I go, look, I want to specialize into something because I was feeling quite lost, right? I was like, what am I doing? What's my focus? What's my drive? And I was just like all over the place. And so the reason I went down in the healthcare space was because I want to work with companies that are doing better for society, companies that are actually, initiating change, doing something better. And when I also looked at all the companies we've worked in the past, I was like, okay, the clients in the healthcare space are the ones that I've loved doing most. You just get, I don't know if you've ever done any shoots in the healthcare space, but you just, the people you meet, we do shoots with a few companies that work with people with disabilities, and you just they're just unfiltered, they're just and you love them for it, right? It's what they're saying, what you're getting is who they are. And so we decided to focus into that space, and it's been a really great decision. It's helped everything from marketing all the way to our drive, our direction, and what we should be doing.
I love that you mentioned that one of the things that you actually focus on is you want to have a laugh with your clients.
Yeah.
And for those who actually don't know, if you don't niche down, you have this chaos, and we've all been through this. I spent the last 4 years doing every single shoot for every single type of clients: real estates, weddings, buyers agents, construction people, and then there were a lot of moments where you think why am I doing all of this? Right? Just having so many different type of conversation, not knowing who to serve, not really providing solid ROI, right? So in saying that, with your space, with the healthcare space, right? What are the things they are basically looking for when they're creating content? Because what you want to provide to them is some solid ROI, some return on investment for the work that you do. So what is it that you give them?
There's a few things, but funnily enough, our new tagline is Humanising healthcare. And the reason I've done that is because people in the healthcare space don't always know how to communicate with other people. And it's funny, right? It's a people-based industry, but they don't understand how to get their message across or how to talk to the people who they actually want to listen. So what we've noticed is one of the biggest things is putting a proper structure together for the videos that we're doing. So that can mean, it could be part of the script. It could be part of, how we structure what's actually being shown on video. But you're right, ROI is such an important factor, right? And yes, it's a big focus, but the other side of it is also trust and credibility, especially in that industry. Massive, right?
Trust and credibility I think it's just across every industry.
Every industry, you're right. Yeah. In the healthcare space, it kind of is, in my opinion, something that should be at the forefront of it, because if there isn't that trust and credibility, no one's even going to look at their company, right? So yes, while ROI is important, our main focus actually comes from how do we bring out authenticity, connection, and trust into your brand, so that people who are watching your footage feel seen, heard, and understood.
Okay. So what are they targeting? Because like, for example, let's just use one of your clients from the get-go. There was one video I saw on your Instagram where you had 80,000 views on that particular one. How does that translate to what they need? Right. So I'm actually curious because I want to know the strategy behind how you provide assistance to the healthcare industry.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, like we were cheering. We're like 80,000 views. Like, hell yeah. So is your question, how do we put that video together? Or is your question like, what's the process behind creating a video like that?
No, you talk about trust and credibility, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that particular video resonated so well with the audience wanting to that's why the algorithm actually served it to multiple thousands of people, right?
Yeah.
So from the strategy behind it to the results, talk to me about that.
You know how, like, I mean, everyone's talking about AI, right? And it's like, it's the point of topic for everyone and everything.
It's a hot topic.
It's a hot topic. It's been the hot topic for the last few years. What I've realized is that, especially this year, people are losing trust in anything that is, AI based, right? 100%. If the company is trying to hide it, if the company is like owning it, that's a different story. But if they're trying to hide that this is AI and they go, look at this, yeah, we made this. Like, it's like, no, everyone knows. Everyone's scrolling past that stuff. So one of the things we did was we're making videos that are almost documentary style. They're documentary style brand videos. And I found this like really interesting kind of happy medium by doing that, because with a documentary style, there's a bit of unrefinement in the video. It's like there's a bit more camera shaking. There's a bit of like ad hoc. Oh, has something just happened there? Like there's a bit of and especially with this client working with people with disabilities, they say things and do things sometimes which is totally unexpected. But so we added there's elements of that in it, and then there's also other elements of like. We like mounted the camera to the car, for example, and we're driving. Sorry, as the guys were driving, they're like dancing and singing to music in the car. There's all these elements.
It's unfiltered almost, right?
It's unfiltered. It's authentic. Like it's like them having fun, them going on a job. And the story of the video wasn't anything too crazy, but it's how we put it together. It's how we structured it and understood who their audience is. What do their audience want to see?
Okay, that's quite fascinating, because like when I look at the way I approach my clients, it's definitely like how am I gonna make you money out of this video, right? So, but your one is more like, okay, well, I want to show you guys as people behind the brand, and I feel like that's probably super important, because in your tagline says it all, humanizing healthcare. You want to put the people behind the camera, or rather in front of the camera, who are the people who are going to be taking care of you in your industry. So I find that super, super interesting. So you mentioned something to do with authenticity definitely with AI, and those two kind of go almost the opposite way, right? And I've been trying to figure out like what to do with this AI thing, right? It's a funny thing, because in the marketing industry, my client says this all the time. As marketers, we like to ruin everything. This is probably why you see AI everywhere, everywhere that you look, right? So I'm curious to see what your stance is with AI. Are you with it? Are you against it? Are you planning to like incorporate your strategy? What's the go?
Yeah, I've been really hot and cold about this, to be honest with you. I was like, I had a wave of like really against it, and then I had a wave of like all for it, and now I'm like I've realized that AI is good in certain aspects and not good in other aspects, and so I think AI can help really well behind the scenes. I don't think it should be front facing. It should be at the back. So what I mean by that is like scripting. AI is great with that stuff. Hey, help me write a script, emotional based, emotional hook, and structured that way, right? Great. AI will spit something out for you, but don't say it word for word. Like maybe say to AI, can you put this into dot points, and then you take that and make whatever you're making out of the video, right? But it's still a human being in front of the camera. It's still, there's still some error that gets left in the camera. Don't polish the video up completely.
Yeah, definitely don't polish it up.
How do you feel? I mean, you're obviously dealing with this too.
I love it, but I can see where the issue actually is when you actually put the post out there. Even I mean, if I can see a video that's actually been created by AI and you blatantly just copy word for word and just presented it as your own work, it's super apparent. Right, and I'm definitely on that whole authenticity train, because we've had some clients where we've made videos for them, like Cheryl, for example, one of our greatest clients, a good friend of mine as well. Her first post that we posted out for them got 400,000 views.
Wow.
Right, and it had nothing to do with AI. It was her presenting something that she loved and her expertise over many years, and plus her flair behind it. But that's her at the end of the day. One of the things I've seen is like, yes, AI can get you results, but it's harder and harder for people to back you, because it's not something that you actually stand for. It's something that you copied, presented at your own work. True. And then basically try to almost cheat people by getting them to buy your stuff when it wasn't your work or your stuff anyways. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I agree to that to an extent, but like there's this like constant battle, right? It's like, well, if you've put a ton of prompting into AI, then like it is your intellectual property, right? Because you've guided that response. But then if you've just gone, hey, do this for me, and then it's one or two prompts, and then it's like, that's not you.
Well, this is why I actually talk about creating your custom GPT, custom AI, and that would actually speaks right the way that you do, use the knowledge that you have actually learned, and you're right, like it's not just one or two prompts, it's a whole host of interaction with this particular AI. It's like AI is like a child that is really fast, right? So the more information that you give it, the more it's gonna learn, and the more it's going to be able to reply to you. Which kind of brings up the whole idea of like AI agents. Have you heard about that, right?
I have,
So it's
you tried them out?
Well, a custom GPT is almost like similar to that, because you give it all this information, then you give them, you prompt on top of that information to get a specific answer, and it will actually work out what it thinks would be a very good sort of like say piece of content or a script that would work well with what you're trying to do. But in saying that, the prompt that you need to give the AI needs to be very specific. You need to give it an example of what you're looking for, the results that you're really wanting. Like give it some parameters before you can actually understand what you're trying to achieve. And by you working with this AI, it is going to be your work, right? So I don't know, like we've had a because you and I are from Watt, so we had like a little interaction. It's called a skill swap series that I spoke at, right? And one of the questions was that really irked me was, how do I create an AI influencer? I'm like, what are you trying to do in the first place? And oh man, I don't know. Like that, it's one of those things. Like you're just trying to, I guess you're trying to leverage it, but like you're not doing it in a way that feels right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what are you trying to do with this AI influencer? What does this mean? Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, it makes me feel really uneasy about it, right? Because in my mind, AI to me, it's still very much a tool.
Yeah,
right?
It is. Absolutely what it is.
Let's bring it back a notch.
Yeah.
I want to talk about quality versus quantity, right?
Okay.
Because when I look at your Instagram, there's a lot of quality, right? So when you say,
likewise. Likewise.
Thank you very much. But I don't focus on quality as much as you do. So what's your stance on quantity versus quality, especially at the end of 2025, moving on to 2026? What have you seen? What have you experienced? What patterns have you noticed that shaped your idea of quantity versus quality?
Yeah. I think so. I've always hired like my team is always, it's like cinematographers, right? They're like people who know what they're doing really, really well, and they know lighting, they know how to use a camera, they know what to do and what to shoot, right? So the end product looks really nice. I still very much stick with quality, right? But as we're moving into the second half, as we're almost to the end of 2025, quality in terms of the video quality, I feel like is becoming a little less of a main priority. I think quality behind this, what's being said, what's being put together, like who you're reaching out to is becoming a lot more apparent. That like that separates the noise from the actual good stuff.
Yeah.
I also find like if you like quality doesn't sell, right? Like you can say, look how good like look at the quality of my stuff.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, so? they're like
Wow.
so? Like, you know,
I felt that.
my shitty video got X amount of ROI and X amount of leads, you know? So it's like, which is true. Like there's truth behind it. I still stick by quality is important, but I don't think it's the be all and end all. I don't think it's the main priority. I think there's other things that come above it. I mean,
is that a view that you've just recently switched over? Because I mean, I feel like you've focused on quality quite a bit.
Yeah, I think it's maybe something I've switched over more recently. I've always known this, like I've always been aware of this.
Yeah.
But it's like I take very much pride in what I do, and I'm sure you do too, right? So it's like I would never want to compromise the quality of what I'm putting out there, regardless of how important it is. Like that's a personal thing for me. Like I would want to make sure that we are producing the best quality work that we can, even though it may not get us an extra client, or it may not get us, you know, an extra $1,000 in this job or whatever it is. But like for my personal satisfaction, I'd want to make sure that is.
Yeah. I mean, like I think it's important to define what quality looks like too, right?
Absolutely.
So I agree with you when you say that. Okay, well, if I put this sexy piece of work out there, 9 times out of 10, you're just gonna get 9,000 views. But say, well, I don't know what that number was so specific.
Yeah.
But say you got 10,000 views out of this one sexy like hype reel, right? At the end of the day, what are you expecting people to get out of this piece of content?
Yeah.
Right. So so I think there's definitely a blend between, okay, well, you need to make it look good, but you also need to have a call to action. Why is it important for someone to look at this piece of content? And I think for me, that's why I've went down this road of like having this happy medium between quantity versus quality. I mean, I used to be, don't worry about the quality. Like this is what I was telling to all my clients. Don't worry about the quality. Like just reserve that for the high end piece, like the promotions and whatnot. But the day-to-day stuff, the phone is more than enough. If it's like a 30-second piece of content that you need to putting out there, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
But horses for courses. So the way I look at things is that, okay, well, where do I want to put my quality here? Is it the script? Is it the research? Is it the video quality? Is it the type of people that I'm targeting? So there's many things that you're looking for. And the problem we're having at the moment, this goes back to with the whole AI, is just that there's so much quantity out there, right? Yes, you might get 1 or 2 clients or like audience members that interact with your stuff because of the sheer amount of stuff you're out there. But is that the client that you want to look for?
Yeah.
You know, there's a whole idea of like the 1,000 True Fans by Kevin Kelly, right? Those 1,000 true fans are the people who are going to interact with you, buy from you, just uphold you for like X amount of time. Those are the people that you want to talk to. So it comes down to like the strategy for me. Like it comes down to the strategy of what you're trying to do, right? So
I agree. Yeah.
If it's like just an interaction on social media, then use your phone. Put stories out there. Let people see what you are about on a day-to-day basis. Then on your grid, elevate the quantity a bit more. Put some thoughts behind the scripts. Put some thoughts behind the different angles that you want to take. And you do that really well with your ads, by the way. I love like you change your angles every so often, right? So that's what the grid is all about. Like evergreen content that people, when they land on your page, you are bingeable. Do you know what I mean? Like, so you've provided good information, quality information. The next post, that's also quality information. I'm learning something. I'm getting value, right? And then moving in down the line is when you want to do like a high-end TV commercial, for example, just to remind people that then probably you want to go 100% to the quality kind of thing, right? So horses for course in my books, but yes, I am less to do with the quantity these days. That's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, because I did a talk like I think a couple of months back, and I was saying to people, you should be posting every single day. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, it's a wild ride, bro. Like marketing, video production, it's just one of those things where you're like, what do I tell my clients? What's the new things out there that might get them to the next thing, right?
Yeah.
So
Are you still do you still believe in you should be posting every day?
No.
Are you posting every day?
Well, definitely not. Definitely not. Like
You post every
I
week?
know how much work goes into like posting every single day. I mean, I tell this to all my clients, man. Like I've got a whole team that does content for my clients.
Yeah.
And a strange thing happens when you're focusing so much on your clients. Like you kind of fall on the wayside and you don't do too much content about yourself. And there's a little bit of imposter syndrome that everybody has, even me, right?
Oh, all the time.
I've been on this train of whole communication to be better at talking. This is why we're able to have this chat without me fearing what I don't know.
Yeah.
I just lean into it now.
Yeah.
You know what? So yeah, man, it's been a wild ride. Yeah. So let's talk about some predictions, because we're what, in November, right?
Yeah.
I don't know where the time flew by.
Yeah.
So we're in November. What do you think people are going to be focusing on in 2026?
Like where's the video market going to shift?
Yeah, where's the video marketing going to shift? Like what are people going to want to do next to promote themselves, right? Because there's thousands of ways to do so.
I feel like this is maybe contradicting a little bit what I said before, but I think
Here we go.
I think companies are going to start using AI generated videos for their marketing in 2026.
We spoke about this, didn't we? Because
Did we?
Yeah, we spoke about this on the phone.
Yeah.
We spoke about how you think that it should
yeah.
be like a whole marketing sector.
Yeah.
That, what was it? What did you say? Like it was like generating AI content for as a service.
Yeah. Like that's a separate like product offering. So it's not mixed in with what you're doing right now. It's a whole separate offering. Like someone who is experienced at prompting really well, that's their job. Creating video that is 100% prompted. And so from my understanding with the recent releases of like Sora and VO3, like I can put a photo of you up on there and say, get this person to say this, and it can do it.
Is it really good though?
I haven't, to be honest, had time to like sit down and probably explore it. I was actually playing around with it like earlier in the week. But I was having some problems with it. But anyway, from what I've seen, like the videos are looking pretty good. And I think that it's only getting better and better, right? So there's now this new area, right? There's a new space. People who don't understand AI, who don't use it, they go, oh, well, you can just prompt stuff, right? Like can't you just like prompt this and make a video for me? And it's like, well, yes and no. Like
it's kind of like what back in the days, when people were thinking, oh, you're just a videographer, you're just here to press a button. That's not the case.
Yeah.
But it feels like that where people are thinking, oh, you just prompt it out, don't worry about it, kind of thing, right?
So I reckon, like, I think the companies, like big companies like, I don't know, Chanel or whatever, like the big name brands, I reckon they're going to push something out that's going to be absolutely incredible. And then all these other companies, smaller companies are going to look at it and go, oh, crap, that's the way to go. Let's jump on this.
Well, Coca-Cola, like one of my, Madeline, one of my staff, she actually just sent us like a video that was made 100% by AI. And it was from Coca-Cola.
I haven't seen this yet.
Oh, bro, like I'll send it to you after the fact, but if you don't, like I'll put it up somewhere as well. But the video was 100% made by Coca-Cola, and there's obviously a huge divide behind whether or not this is appropriate, whether this is good, like what are you doing? Like, yeah, but others are celebrating. Yeah, finally someone's actually found a really good use case for AI.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like for me, my prediction is still very much in the whole personal branding space.
Okay.
I think in the world of AI, where just everyone and anyone and their dog will be able to put content out there. It's just saturating the space with just like noise now, right? So to get above it, still use AI, still use it as a tool to assist you, but to build a personal brand, right? And I'm not sure if this is the same for you, but like when you look at when you watch YouTube nowadays, it's a lot of channels out there are channels I've never heard about. It's the bar of entry in YouTube now is so low that there's just so much content in it, right? I can't find the people that I used to follow. You know, back in like I think even 10 years ago, you could find the creator that you want to follow, and you could basically that's all the videos that you see on your feed. But now, every day that I look on YouTube, there's a different person. I'm like, who are you?
Yeah.
I haven't seen you before, kind of thing. But going back to the whole idea, it's just like, that's why I think personal branding is going to be super, super, super important, because there's going to be so much noise out there that it's almost going to be easier for you to solidify yourself as a personal brand within this sea. Because once someone finds you, then it becomes like the whole word of mouth kind of things. Like you're just going to find the right person from it.
Yeah. And that'll, I guess, that people, you know, building on that personal brand, it's going to separate them from everyone who are using AI, who are using, you know, all these tools to better what they're doing, right?
I mean, right now, like anyone I've seen who are really successful on social media, and by that, their business is also doing good as well, is anyone who's actually got a solid personal brand, right? And what is a personal brand? It's not just putting a video out there. It's actually putting your thoughts, your opinions, your ignorance even. Like if you don't know something, say it. Like, acknowledge it, right? Don't pretend that you do know about it, kind of thing. Which is kind of what the whole imposter syndrome is, I suppose. Like coming in, talking about shit that you don't know, I suppose.
It comes back to authenticity, right?
Yeah.
It's like
Man, I'm just a dude that just love cameras, and now I'm in marketing. That's what my authenticity is, I suppose. But I don't know, bro. I don't know. Is there anything that you like to put out there? Because one of the things that I like to say is, like, when you enter a podcast, have 3 topics. We've actually cleared our 3 topics, but is there anything that you'd like to put out there, or any questions you wanna ask, man?
I think probably like the one thing I'd want to say maybe is, like, you know, I think always keep growing yourself. And like I appreciate you for that, because like you and I have so many conversations, and I constantly see you like growing, and, you know, going, all right, what's the next thing? I'm going to start doing this. Now what's the next thing? I'm going to start doing that. Not like I'm talking about you personally, you know, self-development.
Yeah.
And as obvious as that sounds, like it's sometimes you need to hear it. So I think it's so important that you're constantly doing that, and feeling, you know, the ups and downs of it, but you're still constantly moving up.
No, to that I say, it's not that. It's not like I want to start all these different things for the sake of doing it. It's usually, it is me. My bad. Sorry, dude.
It's all good.
So it's not like I want to start all these different things for the sake of it. Like a lot of the things that I do, even in my business right now, is just because I want to overcome this ignorance. I want to, and you know, this is the whole idea of like ignorance is bliss, but I like the pain, I suppose. But it's all because, like, I just want to grow, and I just want to learn all these different things. If there's a question that I ask and I can't find the answer to it, like, I want to go super, super deep in it, right? So, in case in point, one of the things when I started AM Visuals is, and Jerome was there when we asked the question, was what do we do with video? What's the ROI behind this? How do people actually, you know, get money, get leads, get awareness from videos? How do we measure it, right? And we're lucky because, like, 3-4 years down the track, then AI came into the scene. YouTube has like really good analytics. Even Instagram now, like back then, you couldn't get a lot of the metrics that you can now, right? Like if you get the creator, if you actually switch yourself to like a creator or person or actual a brand on social media, you can get all these metrics, like how many people have viewed your content, how many people have unfollowed you, like what percentage of viewers are from your followers or not from your followers, kind of thing. So we now live in an era where you can measure all these things, and I think for me that's actually super exciting, and this is why I love what I'm doing right now. It just satisfies my curiosity in everything that I do. So when I start something, it's because I was curious about that, and I was wondering what can I do with this piece of information? How can I leverage it? How can I use this to give it to somebody to take them to the next level? And that's probably something that really excites me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
How are you giving your clients ROI?
How?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
So how am I providing my clients ROI? Well, the question here is like who is the clients that you're talking about first? Are the clients solely here to get followers, to get views, so that they can build a portfolio of content that they then can use on ads to get leads? Right, so it depends on what stages each of my clients are. Some are at the start where they don't have too much money. So what we propose is like, here, what we do, we'll create the content, we'll talk about what your services are, like what's good, what's bad, what's the problem, why people should benefit, who are the competitors, kind of thing. That content would, the ROI of that would be more views, more interaction, more engagement. Okay, now once we've got the algorithm what's it called? I want to say tested, but more, I would say, accustomed to who you are as a creator, then it would know the type of audience that your content is all, what your content is all about. So then we have some data to say like, okay, well, if you put some ads behind this piece of content, you're going to get some actual leads, some hot leads, not just cold, right? Then you have people who actually further along in their journey, they've got a solid content wall, which is something that I call when your grid, right? Then their ROI would be like, okay, well, how many leads are you getting from this piece of content or that piece of content? Like we have one client who's getting, I think, about 100 leads every single month. I might be wrong with this, but let's just say every single month, right? But what I found from what he said was that the leads are not cold. They already know who he is. They're already primed to buy from him.
Which is a testament to you, right? Because
exactly,
the content that you're putting out there, it builds that trust already. So
exactly. And he's a kicker. Yeah. He's not a client of mine anymore.
Oh, right.
Only because his content is doing so well that you don't need any more of my services, right? Yeah. But I'm also not a digital marketing agency yet. Right. So that's not something I provide. Ad management is not something I provide. So I'm very clear on that. Yeah. And he just went and found a marketing agency that's using all of my content to drive his leads. So, what is he actually paying for? But anyways, that's beside the point. So when I talk to people, it's just like, what is it that they actually want from content? Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, man, content is a super big sort of niche.
It is. Yeah, it is, and it's a big question too. So
it is a pretty big question. Like I remember at the start when we started doing content, it was just like, oh, the metric was you need to be putting content out every single day. To what end? Yeah, right? I think the problem we quickly found was that people don't have the time to be putting out content every single day. It is a daunting task. I think there was a stat by Mosey, right? Mosey or Gary V, Alex Mosey, by the way. I think they were each putting a roughly several hundred pieces of content every single week, 300 to 500 pieces of content every single week.
Wow.
And I think Alex Mosey was spending, at the time when I did that talk, he was spending roughly, I know his stat was $400,000 every 3 months, right? Every 3 months, $400,000 just on content. Yep. Right? Most people don't have that amount of money. No. They don't have that amount of money, nor do they have that amount of time to be able to do content. So then I started thinking about like, well, okay, well, how do we reconciliate this? How do we reconcile this? People don't have time. People don't have money. So how do we actually provide that? And thankfully, like now we have AI, so that can actually really help a business or content creator actually pump out content, which is good in a way, I suppose. Right? Yeah. So yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, bro. Like that can go freaking deep.
I know.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, like I think one of the things that I'm more of than I am a content creator is I'm a business person, a businessman. Yeah. Right. So I like to see the ROI. I like to see usefulness. Right. So for me, when I started like in the videography game, picked up the camera. I'm like, well, cool. I just spent $5,000 on this piece of gear. What am I going to do with this? Yeah. Right? If I want to keep playing with this hobby because it can get pretty expensive. Yep. How can I make money out of it? Yeah. Right. So it started from there. It's always questions and always answers, and how do we use this piece of information? Yeah. But yeah, dude. I think one of the last question, and this is a tradition I wanna put out there. Yeah. what's one question you wish that I asked you
Today?
yeah
Whoa, all right, you're going to put me on the spot. What's one question I wish you asked me? What are you doing now that could be done better?
what's the answer to that?
I thought I was going to ask you that first. I think I think. Oh, okay. This is a tough one.
Are you got to be like? Feel free to get vulnerable, man. Like, what's one thing? Let me ask you that question. What's one thing that you're doing now that you wish you could have done better?
I think I would want to build my team quicker so that like I have less things on my plate. Like that's what is dragging me down on a daily basis. I reckon. So I wish I was doing that better.
Yeah.
How about you?
I wish I did step 1, 2, and 3 before I went to 5, 6, and 7. But by that I mean there's a lot of. I guess this is because like I've done business in the past and I knew what to do first and foremost. But some of the things I wish I've done better is actually build a solid sales and marketing funnel before I actually built the team and like got rent and stuff like that, because you are constantly chasing that. So and this is basically directly correlated to what we're talking about. Like start doing content, start marketing yourself, find the people that you want to serve, that you can sell to, so that can fuel the growth of your business, right? So yeah. But bro, thanks for coming on, man. There was a solid chat, bro.
That was great.
Like, hope you enjoyed it, and let's do it again sometime soon.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, easy done. After the podcast, we sit down and we have the conversation, and I'm like, fuck, that should have been a piece of content too. But anyways, so yeah, it's such an underrated skill to be able to talk in front of a camera and not perform, but being yourself, right? Yeah. And that's one of the things I find that actually like prevents a lot of people from doing content, is to be able to become themselves and not look at the camera and say like, oh, I'm feeling judged. Then people are gonna look at me and say like, I don't know my shit, and that the stuff that I say out there is total bullcrap. Yeah. But I think in this day and age, it's not what you know; it's kind of what you show, right? Yeah. So it's sort of like more of a presentation skill to present yourself, present the information about you. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I mean, look, it's confronting, right? Like when you're sitting down, there's your microphones, cameras, lights, and it's like all the attention is on you. And if you're not media trained, it can be a lot, right? Do you find ways of like, how can I help? Like, how do you help someone if they're sitting in front of the camera and they're like getting robotic or freaking out or talking way too fast, or
I just tell them. Like, hey, stop talking.
Hey, do better.
Do better. Well, no, it's like you're a photographer, right? And this is something I learned like moving on in my career, is that when I call them out on it, they're like, oh, like for example, when you ask them to smile, what do? They fake smile.
Yeah, the most awkward smile you've ever seen.
Exactly, and you can tell, right? Yeah. And then what I do, I'm like, hey, yes. And what I do is I call them out on it, and I'll be like, hey, you're fake smiling. They're like, oh, I'm sorry. That's when I take the photo. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So when I'm sort of coaching on the job, when I'm actually interviewing people, I would actually tell them like, hey man, that piece of information sounded fake. Yeah. Like the words that you use are way too long. That's not how you actually would talk normally in front of a camera. You would actually swear. I know you would swear, and that's okay. I can cut that out, but I want you to be yourself. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I say like,
it's making them feel comfortable, right? It's essentially making them feel comfortable in front of the camera. Yeah. Like it's okay to make those errors. It's okay to like swear. Yeah. Like we have the reason we shoot with multiple cameras is to be able to manage all that, right?
And that's right. I think that's the thing. I think people are so afraid of making a mistake in front of a camera. I don't know what it is, but it's specifically with a camera. Yeah. You could be having a conversation with them. They'll talk their head off. They'll joke with you. They'll swear. They'll make references and whatnot. But the moment that you turn the camera on them, they're gone. Like, completely a different person. Yeah. I don't know why that is. Yeah. Actually, I do know. It's the whole communication aspect of things as well, right? And you've heard Vin, you know Vin Zhang.
Yeah.
Have you done his stuff yet?
No, I haven't.
I mean,
I know you recommended it.
Oh, like highly recommend him. Like you even do his 3-hour masterclass or something like that, because like I've learned, I did a 2-day course with him, and I've learned the way I communicate is completely different, like night and day, right? And then from then on, like I was able to be better and better in front of a camera, because I was scared. I was like, oh, I don't know. I delayed creating content for a year or two, because I'm like, I don't want to. I just don't know how to perform in front of a camera.
Yeah.
Right. Just people just don't have the framework to be able to speak freely in front of a camera. And it is a framework at the end of the day. And there's a line that he says that confidence is something that's learned. It's you cannot avoid it. Right. So you cannot change your confidence. What you can change is a framework and how much you know. Because once you have the framework combined with what you know, the confidence aspect doesn't even come into play anymore. Because you know your shit so backwards and forwards that, you know, you'll just perform something and be so natural about making errors about it. You just correct yourself on camera, right? And I think that's one of the things I learned with one of my friends who works at DeLonghi, and we were doing a live masterclass. And she'll catch herself making errors, and she'll call it out. It's like, guys, that was a mistake on my part. What I actually meant was this, and it's actually really refreshing to see someone do that, right?
Yeah, it's genuine. Yeah, being genuine in the middle. You know, like I had we were filming like maybe a couple of weeks ago, and it was the first time I'd had someone where whenever I'd correct them on something, there'd be another thing that they would do that would just like not right. And so I kind of got to a point where I'm like, I really have to pick and choose what I call them out on, because the more you call someone out on something as well, they become more aware, and then they become more, if they're not, you know, they haven't been in front of the camera before, then they become a lot more robotic, a lot more like staged, right? And it was really interesting because I haven't had someone introduce new errors as one error was fixed that many times.
This doesn't compute in my brain.
So
give me an example.
So she was talking way too fast.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And then she started, you know, when we tried to correct that, she started saying a lot, like or like
excessively. You mean
excessively?
Yeah. Okay.
And then the host would ask her a question. She'd start talking before that question was finished, so there was no gap for us to cut the video there, because we didn't want because the person was outside camera, and then this person was inside. You know, like this person was on camera. So the questions being asked and the answer were kind of overlapping.
Okay.
And then it was just another one, and it's like, okay, well, you know, we almost had to let her go for a few things and go, that sounded awesome, let's do that again, but keep in mind, let's just slow down the pace a little bit. Let's just, you know, and just keep in mind, take a deep breath and then start.
This is a really good segue, because I want to ask, like, how do you actually prep your clients, for example, if you know they're going to be on camera, they're going to be interviewed, you're going to ask them a whole bunch of questions. Do you, because I've got my own ways to do this, but do you prep them beforehand? Do you send them a question? Do you actually give them a teleprompter? How do you go about it?
It's something that I've changed a lot over the years, the process of this. I'm pretty against teleprompters, but yeah, I don't even own a teleprompter.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm going to fight you on this one.
But the reason I said I might be changing my vision on this is because you can, like, my issue with teleprompters is that you get robotic, right? You get robotic and you're reading and your eyes are kind of going this way. And I know there's AI tools to stop your eyes going that way.
Oh, I will fight you so hard on this. Let's go. Go on.
But like I feel like there's a human element of making errors, right? And that's why I feel like not everything needs to be called out. Not everything is wrong. So my process of like, I'm not a favor of questions being sent to the speaker beforehand. Like, I'm okay with a guide to be like, we're going to be talking about this.
Yep.
I don't like questions being sent because they script it.
Yep.
And then they're reading off this script, right?
Okay.
So whenever we go to film, when they come and sit down, part of my audio test as well, I just start talking to them. You know, I start talking to them. They're sitting here, the camera's in front of them. It's a way for me, and I'm behind the camera. It's a way for me to make them feel really comfortable in front of the camera. Just feeling like they're talking to a human, not a device, right? Then I explain to them, if you make mistakes, don't worry about it at all. That's why we're shooting multiple cameras. I look at my camera and I go, we've got about 4 hours worth of footage in here. Take your time. We're here all day, right?
It's just a reassurance.
Even it's a 10-minute conversation that we're having. I'm like, we've got 4 hours worth of footage. You take your time. We're good.
Yeah, right.
If you mess it up, we'll just go again. And I'm like, if I stop you in the middle, it's not because you're doing a horrible thing. It's just because you might need a little bit of adjustment. I give them that freedom to make their own response in how they're going to speak and what they're going to say. Because in my opinion, that's human, right? That's authentic. If you're reading off a teleprompter, yes, you might tick all the boxes. You might say exactly what the company needs you to say, and it'll come out perfect, right? But I feel like you lose that human touch.
Well, are you making a documentary, or are you making an ad, or are you making
It doesn't matter.
an interview piece? Really? Like you against teleprompter like blanket?
Where I think it could be really good is if you are, I don't know, like I don't own a teleprompter. Like I've been so against it because I feel like you get robotic. Like have you like we're doing a podcast interview right now, yeah?
Yeah.
None of this is scripted. None of this is.
But we had our talking points.
We had our talking points, correct. We had our 3 talking points, but nothing scripted, right? Like we literally, you called me while I was driving here and you said, what are we going to talk about? All right, like this sounds good.
Yeah.
That's it. So the conversation we're having right now is really genuine. It's authentic. It's just free flowing, right?
Yeah.
If I had a script behind you right now, I'd be looking at that script while talking to you and I'd be like,
what do you mean? It's telling you to smile more right now. Dude, like,
hey, who put that on there?
No, it's
Tell me.
It's interesting that you mentioned that, because like I actually don't mind teleprompter if done the right way. It's true that if you're not used to reading a teleprompter, it feels unnatural. It's because like you reading and also thinking at the same time. But the cool thing with a teleprompter is, if you know your stuff and you read through it, you are free. You're actually free to add a little bit of your flair into it. And I've seen people do this, like where they are reading a teleprompter, but they add a little bit to it.
Yeah.
If there's a little bit of time in front, they'll add a little bit of their personality into it. And it's actually a great thing to say. And I use a teleprompter myself.
Yeah.
One of the YouTube videos I did I forgot what it was. Yeah. But anyways, shows that I was reading a teleprompter because I can't remember what I talked about. But the point I'm trying to make here is that you can make a teleprompter sound very natural. I mean, like, look at TV hosts. Those guys are all on teleprompter.
Yeah.
For real, right?
I think you're right. That's where it comes in. Like if you can speak, so if you can add your own flair into it, if you can have that there as a guide and, work off it, great, And that's why I'm like, my opinion is starting to change on this. Not that I've used one yet, but like I'm starting to see the value in it. But yeah, I think
so. Yes to teleprompter for your clients, or no teleprompter still?
I'd say still. Well, unless they're media trained, I'd say no.
Okay. No, I like it. I like to have a stance because I hate people who say depends.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing you could say for content. It's the worst thing you could say because you always want to have a stance. You want to create a conversation, right?
Yeah.
But this is definitely a topic for another day. I'm gonna have to call it quits.
Yeah.
But thanks for coming on, man. But let's just say bye one more time. It was a freaking great conversation, mate, and let's do it again soon.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.